In this video, I'm going to be making 2 no-bake cookie recipes. I'm going to be making no-bake cookies with chocolate and oats, and then we're going to be making some monster cookies. We've already done years and years ago, like 7 years ago on my channel, Ashley made just the peanut butter no-bake cookies. So it's the same recipe, hasn't changed at all, still works great if you're interested in that one. So I'm going to give you the recipe for before we make each one of these, and that way you'll know what you need. So first we're going to do the chocolate and oats. So you will need 3.5 cups of instant oats. I use the Quaker. You need 1/2 cup of peanut butter, a creamy peanut butter. I use Jif. You need 4 tablespoons of cocoa. This is just great value baking cocoa. You need 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 stick, 1/2 cup of milk, 2 cups of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So the first thing you need to do is you want to put your butter, sugar, and cocoa powder and milk in a pan. And now you want to stir these together, cook over medium to medium-high heat, stirring occasionally. Bring it to a boil. Once it starts boiling, don't stir it at all and let it boil for 1 minute. So this has been boiling for 1 minute. You want to take it off the heat and stir in your vanilla. And then you also want to stir in your peanut butter and oats. And you have to work kind of quickly because this hardens quickly. Okay, so make sure that you have your parchment paper ready to go because this will start to foam up, like I said. So take a cookie scoop, or you could take a big spoon, and we're just going to dump those onto our parchment paper, just like this. And you can make these as big or as small as you want. And these are just going to sit out at just at room temperature, and usually they might take half an hour until they're completely cooled off. It's hard not to pick. Kevin and I, they'll start cooling off, and Kevin and I will be over here picking and peeling them up off the paper. It's hard not to do that, but it's best to let them cool completely. These are our ingredients to make our no-bake monster cookies. You need 1/2 cup, or that's 1 stick of softened butter. You need 1/2 cup of smooth peanut butter. That's the same Jif peanut butter you saw before. A 1/4 cup of just regular sugar. 2 cups of Reese's peanut butter baking chips, which are in here. That's an entire bag. This is a 10-ounce bag. You need that entire bag. And then 3 cups of the oats that you saw before, the quick cooking oats. And then you need 3/4 cups of mini M&Ms. This is a 5.1 ounce bag of mini M&Ms. I use the entire bag. You're also gonna need an electric mixer, hand mixer of some kind. I'm using the KitchenAid just because it's gonna be easier. You want to dump the softened butter, which is like really, really soft. It's been sitting out. While I was doing those other cookies, it was sitting out. The peanut butter and sugar into the mixing bowl. So here's my sugar and peanut butter. And then you're just gonna cream these together. Now you want to take your peanut butter baking chips and you want them in a microwave safe bowl. You're going to microwave the baking chips on high for 1 minute and stir well. If the baking chips are not completely melted, return them to the microwave on high for 30 seconds and stir again, and repeat this step until the chips are completely melted. So now you want to, this is our melted peanut butter chips. You want to pour those in the mixing bowl and then continue to mix this all together. Now you want to add the oats to your mixer and continue to mix this until it's fully combined. It says to add the M&Ms and add them using your hands, it says. And so now you want to take these and roll them into balls like this and have some parchment paper, wax paper, whatever, and move them over to your wax paper. My cookie balls here, and so now you want to flatten these out into whatever cookie shapes you want. So if you want them flatter and bigger, that's what you want to do right now. And then we're going to take this whole cookie sheet and we're going to put it in the refrigerator, and we're going to keep them in the refrigerator for 45 minutes, and then we will be back to try both these and the chocolate ones that are cooling as we speak. So I ended up getting 25 of the chocolate oatmeal cookies, and I got 18 of the Monster peanut butter cookies. So, and it's amazing that, I mean, whether it's room temperature or putting them in the refrigerator, they still keep their shape, and they're perfect. So I figured I would just put some here and then some of these over here. Let's see how, yeah, those are really nice. What I will do though is I will take like a Pyrex bowl, something with a lid, and I will store these. I'll actually store these in the refrigerator, and the other ones I'll store in a Pyrex bowl at room temperature.
Shoot, you could throw them in a Ziploc bag if you really wanted to.
You could absolutely put them in a Ziploc bag. So now Kevin and I are going to give them a try. Okay, so I figured we would try a chocolate first. So I love it that they held their shape so well.
Yeah.
So if you wanted them flatter, you could absolutely make them flatter.
Yeah, you could just scoop them on and flatten them down with your hand, kind of like we do with these, or you could just use a spoon.
I love the texture.
Very oaty. Kind of chewy.
These remind me of cookies that we had at school, but you really do taste, even though it has that cocoa in there, you absolutely taste the peanut butter.
This is one of the only things that I remember making at home ec.
Really?
In middle school.
Did you make the cocoa version or the peanut?
The cocoa version.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and then I took them home, went home, and of course made some for Mom.
Right. The peanut butter version
super easy.
It's super easy. It's basically the same thing as the cocoa. You don't add cocoa though, and I think these call for vanilla, and those don't call for vanilla. But like I said, the recipe is on YouTube. It's the same thing. When it gets to that point where it's boiling, just stop stirring it for a minute and then add your peanut butter and your oats at the end. That is delicious though.
If you keep stirring it, what happens is it doesn't clump together as well.
Okay, now let's try the Monster cookies. I want one with lots of M&Ms.
Yeah, now this one's called Broke apart pretty easily.
You know what I would like with that? Reese's Pieces.
Those are good. I like that little hit of chocolate though you get out of that.
They make mini M&Ms. Do they make mini Reese's Pieces?
I think so. For baking?
Do they?
For baking? I don't know. Maybe they don't.
I think those are regular size.
Maybe they are just regular size. And this is good. The texture is definitely denser than the chocolate ones.
It seems drier.
And once they start cooling off or warming up, they tend to like fall apart.
Fall apart. Well, clearly I made them bigger. You can tell I made them bigger. But I do like the flavor.
The flavor's really good.
I think the flavor's delicious. I'm going to be honest with you though. I think I like the chocolate ones just as well.
I do too.
I really do. I think the M&M adds that special touch. You get the chocolate from the M&M, and that's nice, and you get that crispy piece. But if you don't have the mini M&Ms, the cocoa is just as good.
Yeah, it really is just as good, just as sweet. And yeah, I like the flavor of the chocolate ones probably better.
Very, very enjoyable.
I like the texture of the chocolate ones better.
I do too. I really do like the texture of those. But I think they're both good
really
cookies. Yeah, and something easy to make. So you'll have to let me know, are there any other no-bake cookies besides cocoa, peanut butter, Monster? Are there any other kinds of no-bake cookies that you make like this with oats? I would be curious to know. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.